Hello everyone, welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. And I do crime stories, I do emanations and stuff like that is teaching tools. So feel free to check out my playlist, check out my emanation playlist, check out my past videos, feel free. And also hit the like button and share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Alright, so we're going to get into this video here. We're going to get into this topic. Dusty Lowlife Georgia officer dumped missing teen's naked body in the woods. Yep, in the woods. Alright, so what I gathered from this story, this girl has been missing for a couple of months now. I believe up since July. Check the description. Right, been missing since July. And I think she was going over to a friend's house or something like that. And then the parents were like, well, where is she? Where is she? They reported missing. So then come to find out that this dust bucket right here, this lowlife, Dusty, he's a cop. And he's responsible for her death, allegedly. You know we have to say allegedly, right? Because you're innocent until proven guilty. So I'm going to show a couple of news clips. I'm going to also show the press conference. And then also going to get into this dust bucket here too. He was actually stalking like a childhood friend, harassing her, coming to her house, and allegedly tried to break into her house. Oh, I'll show you that clip too. This man is a sicko. I think he's just a dusty incel cop, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Alright, so we're going to get into this first clip here I'm going to show you. And make sure you hit the like button. And if you need to get in touch with me, look in the description. And you should be able to find my my email. You'll find my email address. Alright, and you can email me if you have any viewers requests or you need coaching, anything like that. Feel free to contact me. Alright, so let's get into this first clip, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
11 Alive News at 5 p.m. starts now.
First at 5, a former police officer remains behind bars without bond, accused of concealing a 16-year-old girl's death. Good evening, I'm Faith Jesse.
And I'm Jennifer Bellamy. Today, 11 Alive obtained warrants showing the possible connection between Miles Bryant and Susana Morales. The two lived close to one another when she disappeared 6 months ago in Gwinnett County. We have team coverage for you tonight. 11 Alive's Bobeth Yates has been speaking with the Morales family about their reaction to these newest developments. But Brittany Kleinpeter begins our coverage digging deeper into the warrants, accusing Bryant of getting caught up in a lie the day after Morales disappeared.
According to arrest warrants, we know that the 22-year-old is accused of falsely reporting a crime and concealing the death of 16-year-old Susana Morales. Here is Officer Miles Bryant in court.
Mr. Miles, I show that you have 2 warrants, a misdemeanor and a felony. Do you already know what those are?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your bond was denied by the judge that signed the warrant. Now, the reason given was that you are a danger to the community.
An arrest warrant obtained by 11 Alive today accuses Miles Bryant of falsely reporting his car was broken into at his Norcross apartment complex on July 27th and his gun as being stolen. That was one day after Morales went missing in that same area. Bryant is accused of later dumping Morales' naked body in the woods. Today, a judge assigned him an attorney, cautioning him not to talk about his case with anyone else.
Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen in your case. People who start telling you that they know what's going to happen in your case have no clue.
The arrest warrant shows Bryant lived on Windscape Lane near Norcross, close to where Morales lived. She was last heard from when she texted her mother while walking home from a friend's house around 9:40 p.m. on July 26. Police believe at some point she likely got into a vehicle because her phone pinged around 10:21 near Oak Lock Trace. That was the last time anyone knew her whereabouts until her body was found just last week near the Gwinnett-Barrow County line. Investigators are still trying to determine how she died, and the warrant doesn't offer any insight into that. Bryant worked for the Doraville Police Department, but as news of his arrest broke yesterday, we learned that he had been fired. Gwinnett County Police tell us this is still a very active investigation and more charges could be filed. No next court date has been set. In Gwinnett County, Brittany Kleinpeter, 11 Alive News.
Bobeth Yates continues our team coverage tonight. She talked with Morales' family and Miles Bryant's neighbors. Bobeth joins us live from the apartment complex where the officer lived. Hi, Bobeth.
Hey, Faith. Well, Susana Morales was last seen walking down this sidewalk on Singleton Road. If you follow me You can see this is the complex where that officer lived, and she vanished while walking down this road in the direction to this complex.
It's unbelievable, honestly. There's no words I can say, honestly, to explain.
Jasmine Morales says her family is shocked to learn now former Doraville Police officer Miles Bryant has been arrested in connection with the death of her sister Susana Morales, who went missing 6 months ago.
There's no other words besides that it sucks that it took so long, but I'm guessing that him being an officer has to do with that.
The night of July 26, surveillance video shows Susana walking down Singleton Road in the direction of her home before she disappeared. Court records indicate Bryant lived near Morales' home. Today, we went to another address in North Cross. It was listed in Bryant's jail records to see if a family member would talk to us. No one came to the door. Well, our search for answers didn't just take us to the address listed on Officer Bryant's jail records, but also to this apartment complex where he lived with his girlfriend and was taken into custody. And now neighbors who live in the area are in disbelief.
It's hard to just put my mind around it right now, that this is the person that's been living over here in this complex. Like, what?
The resident asked us not to disclose her identity out of fear of retaliation, but says while she did not know Bryant personally, he has introduced himself several times as a police officer who also moonlighted as security at the complex. Another neighbor shared this cell phone clip showing what they describe as investigators collecting a bedsheet from Bryant's personal car. Then it and his police car were towed away. And when we asked her about his demeanor for the past 6 months, that resident responded,
Smiling, laughing, just living his life. And it's a whole poor baby that's...
This dust bucket been smiling and laughing, just living his life, what he did to this girl. And he's supposed to be the police officer, the ones that you call to protect you from monsters like this one. But he's a cop. Can you believe this? Do you see this? Look at him. Look at him. He just mad at the world because he's extremely unattractive. Yes, he is. I will say. Probably scared the doctor when he was coming out of his mother. Probably scared the doctor, like, oh my God, what is this? I wasn't here to deliver things like this. Do that to that girl, 16 years old. You kidding me? Oh, we got some more here. Wait till you see the clip what I show you of what he was doing to his childhood friend. Yeah, harassing her. Oh yeah, Yep, another Dusty on the loose. See, they just all over. They posing as cops. They, he didn't pose cop. He's a cop. But you know what I'm saying? It's cops. They all over. They all over. All right, let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to it. Make sure everybody hit the like. Let's get it.
Laid out. Like, what? Are you serious?
The Gwinnett Police Department says their investigation continues, and they and the family are asking anyone with information about this crime to come forward. In Gwinnett, Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News.
Thank you so much, Bobeth, for that report. We are staying on top of this investigation as the Gwinnett County community mourns Morales and looks for answers. You can follow the latest developments.
A Snellville woman.
Okay, now this is the clip, if I'm correct. This is when you're going to find out about the friend. They had the childhood friend, him harassing her. I believe this is it. I could be wrong, but just follow through, everybody. Just follow through. This is not going to be a long live stream. We're going to show a couple of clips. But then I'm going to also show the press conference, but that'll be after this. Let's get it.
Woman says she was stalked by the same police officer who has been arrested in connection with the death of a 16-year-old Gwinnett County teen.
Former Doraville police officer Miles Bryant now sits in jail.
Talisha, I'm going to call you Terry. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. And thank you so much for the blessing to the channel. Hugs and kisses to you, and I'm glad to have you on this channel. Oh, thanks for having me, sweetheart. You are so welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get back to it.
Jail charged with concealing a death and filing a false police report. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor spoke with the new accuser, who says that she's known Bryant for years. Angelique?
That's right, Tom. She said they were childhood friends, but lately she said he had become extremely aggressive. So aggressive, she reported him to police and accused him of stalking.
I've known him since 5th grade. We grew up together.
Elisha Bates now believes her childhood friend, former Doraville police officer Miles Bryant, stalked her at her Snellville apartment last year. She believes this ring video her neighbor gave her is Bryant, as he lurked around her door, trying her knob, wearing a hood on his...
Chris in the house. Do you see this? You see him knocking the door, stalking like this? And this is supposed to be a cop. This is a Dusty cop right here. This is the one that you call to protect you from monsters like this, but he's a monster with a badge. Are you? It's just they all over the place. I just can't. I can't with these people. I really can't. You see this? All right, I'm gonna show another clip on this. Let's get back to it.
Head. She says he even broke in one time when she was not home.
Well, my neighbor told me that she saw Miles come into our community and listening to my door when I wasn't home and just trying to see if I was home, messing with my doorknob and stuff. She told me, and when she showed me the video of him, it was all alarming.
This stalking, she says, happened before 16-year-old Susana Morales went missing in July and after the teen seemed to have vanished, leaving Bates to think...
I was shocked. I felt like it could have been me because he was the person at my door coming and unscrewing my knob and kicking it down and stuff like that.
In July, she says it was a screen grab that led her to identify the man in the fatigues as Bryant, a man she knew who tried to reconnect with her, but she was not interested. She says Bryant became so aggressive she feared for her life and reported the then police officer to his employer.
See, this is what I'm talking about with these Dusties. They can't handle rejection. If she doesn't want you, she doesn't want to be with you, just move on. Just let it go. But no. Dusties, they don't go that direction. They will harass you, and some will try to kill you. Yes, some will try to kill you. He won't stop. Look at him. He got a butt like a woman. Look at him. He got a butt like a woman. Look at him. Just look at... Oh, gosh. Let's get back to it.
Doraville Police and even Gwinnett Police. Then did you go out and get a firearm because of him?
Yes.
Doraville Police say they launched an administrative investigation, talked to Bryant, and the behavior stopped. Doraville PD says they told Bates to report any potential criminal charges to Gwinnett Police. Gwinnett says they are not sure why her complaints were not followed up on, but they are reopening her case. Miss Bates believes both police agencies dropped the ball.
I don't think they took the matter serious because he was a cop. However, I do feel like if they did, Susana could still be alive.
Now, Ms. Bates says she is speaking out now because she believes there are more victims who are out there. We are reporting live in Gwinnett County. Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
All right.
I agree. I think there is more victims. All right.
New video, and is this Miles Bryant, the former officer under arrest in connection with the murder of Susana Morales? One woman says it is, and that Bryant was stalking another woman. And as we've told you, Bryant is charged with concealing the death of 16-year-old Susana Morales of Gwinnett County. We're glad you're with us at 11. I'm Rick Folbaum.
And I'm Sean Gables. The woman who recorded this new video spoke with Atlanta News First Tori Cooper this evening. Tori, what's the latest?
Well, Sean, Elisha Bates told me that former Doraville police officer Miles Bryant trespassed right here at her Snellville apartment complex on several occasions last year. She told us that she reported those incidents of stalking to the Doraville Police Department and the Gwinnett County Police Department, and tonight she wishes that both of those agencies took her reports more seriously.
I get a phone call. He's asking me, was I home? I said I was at work. What did he want? He said nothing. I just was checking on you.
In March, Elisha Bates claims shortly after she hung out with her old friend and former Doraville police officer Miles Bryant, he showed up to her Snellville apartment unannounced and uninvited.
I come home at like 12 because I was a manager at Taco Bell and my door's kicked in.
Bates said she thought it was someone else who previously was stalking
You see what the Dusty did? Kicked in her door. You see this? This is what I'm talking about. Ladies, you gotta stay away from these Dusties. Well, I mean, she wasn't trying to date him, and the one who got missing. So it's they just the Dusties just attacking him. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to date him, but these Dusties are out of control. It's so many of them. They come in all nationalities. They come in all shapes, heights, all of them. Yeah, they all over, and we got Dustettes too. Yeah, y'all females too. You're a piece of work too. Yeah, this is scary. Isn't it scary? This is really scary. What are you doing to this door? Are you kidding me? This is where the taxpayer money going for? Oh my gosh. Let's get back to it.
Previously was stalking her until she says her neighbor witnessed Bryant trying to break in.
I never put two and two together until my neighbor ended up telling me that it was like a black guy coming and putting his ear to my door, listening to see if I was home and stuff like that. And then she was alarmed when she heard the knocking and she saw him trying to break in.
Bates said Bryant showed up to her door again in October and 2 more times in December. Also saying this Ring video shows Bryant stopping by in December while she was hiding inside with her boyfriend.
I was home.
Okay.
I was at the door with my gun. My boyfriend had his gun, and we were waiting for him to come through the door because I knew he was a police officer.
Bates said she reported it to Gwinnett Police and Doraville.
What BG said? Wait till you see the video of the cop that I sent you. You will be shocked. Ooh, okay, all right. Let's get it.
Police in December. Doraville Police confirmed Bates reported it, saying an administrative investigation was conducted. They addressed it with Bryant, and the behavior stopped. Doraville Police told Bates she would have to file criminal charges through Gwinnett PD.
Okay, let me pause for a second. The people that might be coming in, so just in case you're a little lost, because I don't know if you read the description. So, to read the description, so basically, this is the girl that he's allegedly who had killed and dumped her naked body in the woods. This is her, right? But the lady that you see with the red hair, that's a childhood friend. I think they went on a date or just hanging out. I don't even think it was a date, just hanging out. You know, male and females hanging out. He wanted to take it to another level, so he started stalking her. So she's telling her story about how this cop, you know, this guy, her childhood friend, was stalking her, harassing her, and her doing stuff, and he reported. So if they would have took her reports more seriously, maybe this young girl, this 16-year-old girl, would be alive right now. Let's get back to it.
Bryant remained on duty until he recently was charged in connection to the disappearance of another young woman.
I couldn't believe I've known him since 5th grade. You've been in my place. We've been to the movies, his girlfriend, all of that. Like, we grew up together. I couldn't believe that I would have been his next target.
Now I reached out to the Gwinnett County Police Department to obtain reports filed by Bates regarding the stalking that she claims that happened, and to see if her case was ever assigned to a detective at the Gwinnett County Police Department, and they did not get back to us as of news time. I will continue to push on this story and these developments out of the Gwinnett County Police Department and the Doraville Police.
Well, the family of a Gwinnett County teen believed to have been murdered last summer says they do not know the man charged with concealing their loved one's death. A judge denied bond for former Doraville police officer Miles Bryant this morning. He now faces 2 charges in connection with 16-year-old Susana Morales' death. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from the Gwinnett County Jail, where the 22-year-old remains locked up tonight. Angelique.
Well, the Morales family tells me that facing this death has been difficult. They say life will never be the same without Susana, who was the youngest daughter.
And we're really close as a family. When we think about that, we think about all the times that we laughed together.
Jasmine Morales would rather think about all the good times she and her family shared with her younger sister, Susana. Back in July, the 16-year-old went missing. Just last week, a passerby found her remains in a wooded area. Now police say a former police officer, Miles Bryant, concealed her death.
Did you know him at all?
I didn't.
Do you think your sister knew him?
I don't think so, but
how are your parents doing?
They're not good, but we're just hopeful and getting justice for her soon.
Jasmine says the family suspected foul play as soon as she went missing, but tried to remain hopeful.
We were all expecting that call that we found her, coming to see her, but we didn't get that call, unfortunately.
Jasmine says the three sisters were very close and a hold is left in this family. She shared a video of Susana sharing her passion of singing.
It was really hard, really hard. And it's only going to get harder, honestly. But at least now we know that she's with us. It's not like we don't know where she is now.
Now, Bryant has not been charged with murder. The Morales family says this case is far from over. They said they will follow it every step of the way until they can get justice for Susana.
Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. I'm Rob Hughes.
The news first starts now.
All right. Good afternoon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the press conference. Let's get it.
J.D. McClure, the Gwinnett County Police Department. Today I'll be providing an update as it relates to the death of 16-year-old Susana Morales of Norcross, Georgia. Before I begin, I'd like to extend my condolences to the family, friends, and former classmates of Susana on behalf of the Gwinnett County Police Department. Additionally, I will take you through a brief timeline of events and then provide for you an update as to where we are today. On July 26th at approximately 6 p.m., we know that Susana Morales left her home on Santa Ana Drive in Norcross and walked a short distance to the Sterling Glen apartment complex on Indian Trail Road. There, she met with her friend for about 4 hours, and at about 10 o'clock, she began her trek back to her house. We know that between 10 and 10:30 p.m., Susana had an interaction with an individual and ultimately was not seen or heard from again. This case was immediately assigned to our Criminal Investigations Division, who worked diligently on this case and followed up on a number of leads and tips. However, those leads and tips did not come to fruition. We know that on February the 6th, a citizen who was walking in the area of Drowning Creek Road and Highway 316 happened upon skeletal remains. The Gwinnett County Police Department sealed that crime scene, the Gwinnett County Medical Examiner took custody of those remains, and they were positively identified as having belonged to Susana Morales. The following morning, February 7th, we brought out a large contingency of police personnel and conducted a methodical and meticulous search known as a grid search. And during that search, we located a firearm that had been reported stolen on July 27th. This is the same day that Susana was reported missing. That firearm we traced back to a 22-year-old former Doraville police officer named Miles Bryant. Bryant then became a person of interest in our case. We continue investigating, and on February 13th, we secured warrants for concealing the death of another. Since that time, our criminal investigators have been working this case continuously, and we have reached a threshold to where these charges have now been upgraded to felony murder and kidnapping charges. I would like to thank the Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office for their assistance, along with the Doraville Police Department. And at this time, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Is it possible that Ms. Morales was raped? There was mention of that earlier.
There is a possibility, and one of the things I really want to do now is talk about the timeline, okay? Recall my earlier statement. Susana went missing sometime between 10 and 10:30 p.m. on July 26th. Our investigation has revealed that she died, we believe, sometime between the time she was taken, between 10 and 10:30 and 2 a.m. on the morning of the 27th. You'll recall she was reported missing on the morning of July 27th at 9 a.m. So by the time she was reported missing, we have every reason to believe that Susana was deceased.
Can you talk about the possible relationship between Morales and Bryant? Have you been able to make any sort of connection? Did they know each other? Was he the person who approached, or you said that there was an individual? Just talk about
Correct.
what relationship, if any.
Right. So again, we know that Susana visited her friend at Sterling Glen apartment complex where Bryant served as the courtesy officer. We have looked at the idea or if there was some type of knowledge or relationship, but so far we have not made that connection. So we do not know if she knew or was familiar with Bryant in any capacity.
So are there any video cameras there? Are there any video cameras at that apartment?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was Susana shot?
We have no information to indicate that she was shot.
So how did she die?
We don't definitively know. We're still investigating. What we do know is that she died at the hands of Miles Bryant.
Did you say she was reported missing on the 27th?
That's correct.
And at that time, the police department knew that she was dead? That's what you said?
No, no. Susana was reported missing at 9 a.m. on the 27th. Her parents had looked for her throughout the prior evening, however, she was reported missing at 9 a.m. What we've learned throughout the course of our investigation is that she likely died between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. on the 27th.
Those kidnapping and murder charges, those are in addition to the concealing of death and the false report?
That's correct.
You spoke about the timeline. Can you talk about anything as far as with her cell phone or anything like that that led you to this timeline?
So I won't go into the details of what we have learned with respect to the investigation because it's still active. However, we do have evidence that we've uncovered from several sources electronically and things of that nature.
When you say she came into contact with an individual between 10 and 10:30, are you saying that individual is Miles Bryant?
Yes, I am saying Miles Bryant.
And you're saying Bryant, she went to visit a friend at the place where Bryant lived?
Correct.
I'm going to pick up the speed for this press conference a little bit. All right, I believe you'll be able to hear it. Or whoever's watching the replay, you can always slow it down on your end, so you can put it on to normal speed. Let's get it.
Did anyone see the two of them together?
We have no information that those two were saw together. Again, using our investigative skills, we placed the two of them together.
Is there any evidence that Miles Bryant used his capacity as a police officer to possibly commit this crime?
That we don't know, but we are still investigating that angle.
There's been some reports that there was another woman who had some issues with Bryant. Do you guys believe there are additional victims that either may have been killed by him or may have had some other kind of harmful interaction with him?
So to be clear, we have no information at this time linking Miles Bryant to have harmed someone in a similar fashion. What we do know is that in 2018, Miles Bryant lived next door to a neighbor. We know that in 2018, he went to this neighbor's house and allegedly tried to enter the house through a window. The police were called. We conducted an on-scene investigation. Miles Bryant countered that argument or that allegation. The homeowner in that case did not wish to.
Hey, Melly, and good afternoon. We got another Dusty, a cop. Yeah, cop. And killed this 16-year-old girl right here. Yep, this 16-year-old girl. This beautiful girl, 16. Yep, she was missing, I believe, since July. This is the press conference. All right, resume, ladies and gentlemen.
Wish to prosecute, and so that case ultimately was resolved. There is a 2022 case, December of 2022, in which Miles Bryant visited the home of an acquaintance. We believe that he may have tried to enter a residence, and we're conducting an investigation on that case. We do believe that warrants are forthcoming.
Those 2018 and 22 cases, were they the same apartment complex where he lived?
No, they were not.
The one in
I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
We received a press release on the 31st asking for, or pretty much offering a reward for any information on Morales. What kind of sparked that press release that she had been missing since July 27th? Why did that press release just randomly get sent out?
Right. I wouldn't necessarily call it random. Throughout the course of our investigations, issuing lookouts and bulletins are standard fare within our investigation. So it certainly wasn't random. There wasn't anything in particular that sparked that release. Again, we're always looking for information from the public to aid us in our cases.
The Hispanic United Alliance has been very critical of you all, saying you don't take crimes against Hispanics seriously. What do you say to that?
First, I take exception to that assertion. The Gwinnett County Police Department has a long track record of providing professional law enforcement services in our community. We value the human sanctity of life, and our mission is to provide professional law enforcement services in an unbiased and compassionate manner to all our citizens, and that's what we do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As a police officer yourself, to know that, a police officer has been charged with this kind of crime, what sort of feelings do you have on the fact that you have a trusted member of the community who's held in high regard, accused of a crime like this?
Well, first of all, this is an unspeakable tragedy. This type of crime at the hand of a law enforcement officer evokes anger, even within the ranks of this agency. To your point, police officers should always be pillars of trust. And I do believe that the overwhelming majority of the hundreds of thousands of law enforcement officers in this community are honorable and decent human beings. It's a shame that Miles Davis was able to get in the ranks of law enforcement, but I am happy with the department's response in terms of bringing him to justice.
Maria Brandt, the mother of Susana Morales,
Yes,
is waiting for many answers. So, as a Hispanic journalist, how we can give some answers to this mother who is waiting for more details about her daughter's death?
Right. So our criminal investigations, the lead investigator is in direct contact with the Morales family, and we have been in contact with the Morales family since she went missing. So that information has been readily provided as well as updates in this case along the way. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Did you mention about the motive behind this crime? The motive?
I don't want to speak to motive at this time. Again, we're still investigating.
Do you know how or how are you able to determine the Miles Bryant false report for his gun stolen? Could you argue that the person who stole his gun might be responsible?
So I don't want to speak to Miles Bryant defense. I can't speculate on that. However, we have a very solid case, and we're very confident.
Do you believe he acted alone?
At this point, there's no information to indicate that anybody else was involved.
Can you tell us about any kind of red flags during, his time as an officer?
Right. So I will have to refer you to the Doraville Police Department for that answer. I do not have that information readily available.
Because it was so close to Susana, you believe you might have been watching her for a period of time before this incident happened?
It's entirely possible. I can't say that definitively, but it's possible. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
When and how the Gwinnett County Police Department make a link between Susana Morales to Miles Bryant?
Is your question, how did we make the leap?
Yes.
Or how do we make the link?
Yes. When and how?
Again, I'll take you back to the work we did at the crime scene. Just a phenomenal job investigating and locating that critical piece of evidence. We located a firearm, as I mentioned before, that Miles had reported stolen. At that point, he became a person of interest. So we began watching him and watching his activities. Our investigators were able to uncover information that directly linked Bryant to this crime. Go ahead, sir.
So far, the Hispanic community is very cautious about what the Gwinnett County Police is doing. There are comments, or thousands of comments, in social media, not just in Spanish, also in English, about what the Gwinnett County Police is doing and the relationship with the Hispanic community. What is trying to do your office to help to build up this relationship? Because right now it's really, really bad.
Well, I think that's your assertion of the relationship. I happen to believe that it's good. We work constantly to build relationships with our community, all of our community. As I said before, we place a high value on the sanctity of human life. But it's up to our commanders and our officers in the field to continue to build those relationships. I can tell you that we work hard on all criminal investigations, and I think this arrest speaks to that fact. Go ahead, ma'am.
What are the protocols between declare missing person or disappeared person or runaway?
Right. So the initial information that we had was that Susana, and I want to use this word very carefully, had possibly run away. Regardless of that fact, a lot of our initial investigative steps to locate a person are very similar. So again, this case was immediately assigned to an investigator, and they began following up on leads trying to locate Susana.
So what are the next steps in the case? You mentioned that you're still investigating. So does Miles have an attorney, or where do we go from here?
So again, the criminal investigators continue to work and build their case. We continue to work hand in hand with the district attorney's office. That's a very important part of our process. And then ultimately, this case will play out in the courts. He'll have essentially his day in court. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
I wanted to talk about the apartment complex. You kind of mentioned both. Did he all live and work there?
Yes. So he lived at the Sterling Glen apartment complex, but he also worked as, my understanding, as a security officer. So he may have carried out security details on behalf of the management there.
And when he worked there, did he wear his...
He took those security details at the complex just so he can stalk women. This is so he can stalk women. That's what his whole thing was. That's why he took that. Yeah, it's a little nighttime job. Yeah, I'll be security. Oh, you a cop? That would be great. Yeah, we'll give you a little bit extra off your take some money off your rent. Sure, I want to make sure the area is safe, especially these ladies in the building. They need to be safe. Need to be safe from you. You low life, you dust bucket. Resume.
That I don't know.
I might have missed this, but do you have a location of where this murder might happen?
I do not. We're still working on it.
This weapon that was found, had he reported it stolen before or after she was gone missing?
So Susana was reported missing at 9 a.m. on the 27th. I believe Mr. Bryant filed the stolen weapon report, which was a false report of crime, sometime around 11 a.m. on the 27th.
You talk about, the relationship with the community. Obviously, having a police officer killing someone is not directed that way. So how do you, keep the public's trust if you have someone wearing the uniform committing a crime like this?
Right. So again, as I said earlier, we work hard to build relationships in the community. When you have an event like this happen, tragic loss of a young, beautiful girl at the hands of a law enforcement officer, there's no doubt that some of that trust is going to be broken. However, the challenge for us and the law enforcement community as a whole is to continue to build those relationships and build those contacts. Does anybody else have any other questions?
So you just mentioned trust. So they're going to give you trainings. What are y'all going to do to make sure that this hopefully doesn't happen ever again?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end that press conference because basically just going to be repeating questions and everything. But this is really sad what happened to this young lady right here. Suzanne just look inside the description, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It's really sad what happened to her. Young girl, 16 years old, just going to visit a friend. And then here come this dust bucket, Dusty. He attacks her. And then dumps her. And the family was just going out of their mind, wanting to know where her daughter was at, where their sister was at for 6 months. And then this dust bucket right here. He was harassing someone else too. Breaking into the house. What a shame. So whoever came here late, feel free to, rewind, go back and check it out and see the different clips I was showing. So I'm going to end it right now. So ladies and gentlemen, be careful. Men, be careful of the dustettes. And ladies, be careful of the dusties. Because they are all over the place. All shapes and sizes, all nationalities, all of them. They're all over the place. All ages too. Yeah, all over. And this one here was a cop. You gotta be kidding me. Chris! You gotta be kidding me. This is just a shame. What a shame. What a shame. Alright, so stay tuned for some more of Donna Just Being Real. Thank you for everybody for being here. Thank you for engaging and stuff. And make sure you hit the like button if you didn't hit the like button. And also blessings to the people in the chat and to everybody if you celebrate worship Ash Wednesday. May you have a blessed one, because I'm about to go to service too. All right, everybody. So have a blessed one. Like I said, be careful of these dust buckets out here. Look at him. Look at him. Mad at the world because the way he look. Look at him. Yep. See you next time. See you next time. Just look at him. You are so welcome. And thank you for the blessing too. You're so welcome. He just pissed. Look at him. Just really look at him. All right. I know. Let me stop talking. All right. Stay tuned for some more. Because I got another Dusty for you too. Either probably be tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Be a short live, and I'll cover that one too for you tomorrow. They all over the place. All right, be careful, gentlemen. Be careful of the dustettes, and ladies, be careful of the dusties. Let's get it. Bye. Have a great day and have a great Ash Wednesday. Bye.